So I guess this is the start of TBI Ivory. I have traumatic brain injury, as the name suggests. It's a brain injury that happens through some form of trauma, like a car accident or an assault or a stroke. Um, every brain injury is different. Every symptom of brain injury appears differently in different people because people are different. But I'm gonna break down my brain injury and um, hopefully week by week I will start looking into the science of each of these symptoms and why they appear. I am doing this sort of as a dual thing, like to teach myself about the science of brain injury, and also if anyone bothers watching it, so they know too. And because brain injury does affect a lot of people. So, my brain injury, I'm on the functional side of it, traumatic brain injury, meaning I can sort of do day to day stuff without too much assistance. I can go to the toilet and stuff without any assistance and stuff like that. The brain injury happened on my front left bit of my brain, just above my eyebrow there. Though my collision was at the back, I've got fractures at the back, and my head did it bashed into the front of my skull basically. It happened in a car accident 5.5 years ago, August 2014. I was sent to hospital where they saw there was blood on my brain and put me in a medical coma for, I think it was 72 hours. I'm unsure, it was long enough for it not to be asleep, but, it was a few days. So once my blood wasn't in my brain anymore, they brought me out the coma, and I woke up as an 8-year-old with 8-year-old memories. I recognised a few people I'd met since, but a lot of my memories were that of an 8-year-old, and I acted like an 8-year-old. I was dressing in pink and dancing around my room to Avril Lavigne and stuff like that. My memories were very off. I had a very short memory span. One of the conversations I've been told I would have repeatedly is, "Where am I? Oh, you're in hospital. Why am I here? You got run over? That sounds like me. Where am I?" And it would be that conversation repeated and repeated and repeated. I felt my personality change. I have different interests, different likes, different reactions to stuff. I also feel I'm more expressive in the way I move and stuff than I was before. Less expressive in my face, but more expressive in my movement. And I still get memory issues, especially with short term. I can get frustrated with short term things. It's like when you come home from a long day of work and your partner stole your last cookie, and you get annoyed because your partner stole your last cookie. Except for I'm the partner who stole my last cookie, and I can't remember being the partner that stole my last cookie. So I'm just there pointing at random people going, "You ate my last cookie! No, you ate my last cookie!" And then completely forgetting I did it. Uh, and it gets me irritated and frustrated trying to remember things that should be there, and I know they're there somewhere. I just can't quite grasp. And this can affect this, like, it can affect long-term things, because someone's told me something 3 weeks ago and I didn't pick it up at the time, it wasn't repeated enough, and it was just said once, then I'm not going to remember it. I wouldn't have remembered it at the time. You could have just said it, and a sentence later I would have completely forgot. So 2 weeks later I'm there going, why didn't I know any of this beforehand? But I did. I just didn't know I did. And it can get quite frustrating. Like, I get personally frustrated, and sometimes that projects on others. I find a lot of things hard to process and have a lack of emotional control. When I'm happy, you couldn't find anyone happier. I can't get the smile off the face, the buzz out my eyes. When I'm sad, it feels deeper than the ocean. It's very expressive. If I'm sad, everyone will be able to tell I'm sad because I'm sad, and I let people know I'm sad. Another problem I can get when I'm getting frustrated and overwhelmed, which is a lot of things I get when I'm frustrated and overwhelmed were big problems at the beginning, and now just when I'm overwhelmed, problems for, like, I find difficulty with the English language. It's my first language, my virgin language. I don't really know any other languages. I know bits, but it feels like a second language. I can get lost on words. I spent half an hour describing to someone that hole in the wall, like a window, but you can move from room to room in it. And it took so long for people to go, do you mean door? Because you don't think that anyone would forget what a door is. It's a four-letter word, and you don't think door. So yeah, I've had problems with that. Another problem I have with language is when I'm overwhelmed, I can slur a lot, and I can talk very fast. It's one or the other. I slur because I can't quite get what I'm saying out, and then I talk very fast because I'm trying to get it all out at once. And while everything's going on, it feels all rushy. So I talk very fast at times. My face can droop. Like I said, I'm less expressive in my face. That's because it feels so much harder to use the right side of my face. I can have the face droop that is most commonly associated with strokes, part of the brain injury effect of strokes. I can get phantom pains down the right side of my body that medically nothing at all wrong. No muscle damage, no bone damage, nothing at all wrong with the right side of my body medically. But it hurts. If I'm overwhelmed, I can start feeling pains, especially in my right knee. And it will affect my whole leg, and that will have me in bed for days. I can get quite apathetic when everything's too much. So much is going on that I kind of withdraw and think about things more logically, I guess. I don't feel the emotion behind things. And there's times where I'm like, I know I should feel emotion here, but I don't. Same with empathy. When things are getting too much, I can sit there and listen to someone's story and it can be absolutely terrible. And logically, I'll be like, I know I should feel sympathy for them or something. But if there's too much going on, it becomes a bit difficult. And I try. And most of the time it gets better. And it's got a lot better over the years. But there's still times where it can be so much. And that links into how I can get very egotistical when I'm overwhelmed, because everything is so much. I can't bring myself out of the house itself. It can be very difficult to like not be just thinking about what's going on up there, if up there already feels like the world. And yeah, I can also have problems with my brain to mouth filter. Like, you know that bit of your mind that goes, you can't laugh at funerals and you can't make cancer jokes in the middle of a hospital. That's kind of broken with me. Just a slight tad. Like, I can be too friendly to people I don't know. And if I'm anxious, especially, like, random things come from my mouth. And I'm like, and it's not till afterwards that I go, oh God, that was the complete wrong reaction there. That was the complete wrong thing to say there. And I found out that's called yeah, I can't pronounce that word. Dishabitation or something like that. It's called. I can be impulsive, especially when I'm feeling foggy. I'm good most of the time, but my impulsivity can, like, if I'm sitting there and I just get into an I don't know mood, I will come up with random ideas, completely random, and people look at me like, what? This is so out of the blue, and you're just going to do it, and it usually takes you like a month or something of thinking before you actually do something. I have problems taking in new information. I have difficulty processing new information, which can be quite hard sometimes if I'm wrong about something, because I need time to process things. And if I haven't had time to process things and people are going, you're wrong, then I'm more likely to get confrontational. Like, it's only ever verbal, it's never physical, but I'm more likely to get confrontational because I haven't had time to process, and I get on the defensive because I'm like, well, from what I know, this is true. I haven't had time to filter in what you've said into that knowledge. This can also make it very difficult watching TV because there's always new bits coming in. And if you miss a bit, you don't notice a bit, it can take away from the story. And yeah, another thing I find difficult with TV is I don't have that great an attention span. I find it really hard to start and finish your projects and to have the motivation and the attention and the concentration to do any of it. Like, there's times where I can feel motivated, but my attention will be so split, I can't focus on one thing at one time. I have to be buzzing between things. And that can get... It can be fun, but it can be annoying at the same time, because, like, people are there talking about TV shows they're watching, and I'm like, I really wish I could watch it. But it's so difficult. Like most mental illnesses, the two beautiful ladies, anxiety and depression, have to show their face, because, let's face it, they show their face in every single mental illness, learning disability, blah, 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 blah. A lot of the time I get anxious because I feel like I'm so far behind everyone else. I can't react to situations as quickly as other people, and I always feel like I'm 4 steps behind, or someone's giving me the wrong instruction manual for life. And I know that a lot of people say that in their early 20s, but also, yeah. I also miss the person I used to be. Like, I feel really stupid at times because the brain isn't at its highest function it could be. And I know I have a few difficulties in some areas, but I have become happier and happier since, like, as time goes on. I'm more confident in who I am now than who I used to be. So I think that's it for now. Hopefully I will make more videos, but if I don't, at least this is a good start. Shit!